Hey guys, this is Stephen Vitt coming back once again to report on the Ohio Bobcats college football team, giving you guys my opinions about what's going on with the Bobcats and college football in general. Welcome to episode number 28 of Bobcat Corner. And I'm going to be doing something a little bit different here. I'm going to be winging it more than I usually would because sometimes I just make notes and I go off the notes, but I'm basically going to be doing this on the fly here with what I'm going to present to you guys for this episode. So if I have temporary pauses in bits here in this episode, don't worry. I'm just processing the information. So yeah, this is episode number 28. And obviously, if you're here right now, you're obviously coming off what I reported last Saturday, which was the Battle of the Bricks between the Ohio Bobcats and the Miami of Ohio Redhawks. And obviously, that was not the ideal result. Uh, we lost 30-20 to Miami, and it was one of the more one of the more disappointing kinds of losses that we've had this year. I mean, we've only had three. We're 4-3 right now, 2-1 in MAC conference play. And as I described, I'm not going to dwell on it, but just going to just describe this a little bit. Is that the Miami Redhawks? They came out with the right kind of intensity. They had the intensity right from the start of that game, and the Bobcats were not able to match that intensity. They lacked it, but that's just the truth. I'm being a straight shooter here. Bobcats lack the intensity in comparison to the Redhawks. So, but that's in the past. The game's in the past, definitely by now. So we're moving on to this upcoming game that's going to be played here on Saturday, the 26th. Bobcats come back to Athens, to their home field, Frank Solich Field in Athens, Ohio, and they're going to be playing another MAC conference foe. That would be the Buffalo Bulls, which, interestingly enough, the Bulls have been playing better than even I thought they would. I thought the Bulls coming into the season, I thought the Buffalo Bulls would be having a decent season overall, but they've been, at some points, they've been impressing me more than I thought they would. And so that's something to take note of because you're having a head on collision here between the Bobcats and the Bulls on the 26th. Bulls are coming into town. And by all intents and purposes, the Bulls have to be feeling good about themselves right now. They're performing above expectations. Uh, and they're doing good things. If you watch the Buffalo Bulls play this year in college football, they're doing good things. They're making some mistakes like everybody else, but they are doing some good things. And I just want to point your attention to, and I will link this in the description box below so you can follow along here. The last game that the Buffalo Bulls played, uh, which was on the 19th, they were at home here against the Western Michigan Broncos. And of course, the Western Michigan Broncos won 48-41. But it was a very interesting game between two teams that, let's be honest, many experts, quote unquote, were not expecting either of these teams to be really good this year, especially in Western Michigan's case, because I was not expecting the Broncos of Western Michigan to be this good so far. Even they're 4-3, and they're part of this traffic jam now in the standings, which I will get to in a minute. But 48-41, Western Michigan beat Buffalo. It was a back and forth game. I'll show you the box score of this game in particular. And I do this to demonstrate what the Ohio Bobcats are going to be expecting, what they should be expecting when they play the Buffalo Bulls. I want to go through the stats of Bulls players, of what they've had. And yes, even though this was a loss, is still something to take note of because the Bulls they have their strengths, they have their weaknesses, but they also have their strengths. Quarterback CJ Ogbonna, hope I'm saying his last name right. In this game against Western Michigan, he completed 22 of 34 passes for 309 yards, averaging basically 9.1 yards per attempt. Two touchdown passes. He did not get sacked. He did not throw an interception. So that was good for him. And quarterback rating of 160.5. Wow. And Yeah, they had a decent, balanced rushing attack. Something I think Buffalo Bulls teams would be better known for anyway. Al Henderson, 12 rushes for 97 yards. He scored one touchdown on the ground. And yeah, you go through the list of running backs here, such as Jaquez Barksdale, 6 rushes, 35 yards. Victor Snow, who's mainly a wide receiver, but still good running as well. And speaking of Victor Snow, wide receiver, he had 7 receptions for 84 yards against Western Michigan, and he caught one touchdown pass. Uh, yeah, more than capable receivers for Buffalo. Taji Johnson, 5 receptions for 50 yards and one touchdown reception. So yeah, what jumps out at you, what jumps out at you for the Buffalo Bulls, if you pay attention to what they've been doing this year, they've been having a very balanced approach to how they go on offense. I mean, it's not just running and it's not just high powered passing. It's just a mixture of both running and passing. And I think they've been doing it well. And what surprised me this year about Buffalo, of all teams, Buffalo, a few weeks back of September 21st, they went to Northern Illinois, uh, went to their house and beat them 23-20 in a thrilling game again that came down to the wire. And mind you, when that happened, that was coming off of a big win on Northern Illinois' part. They had just beat Notre Dame, and they took a bye week, and then they played Buffalo, and then that happened. Northern Illinois lost to Buffalo 23-20. So there's just something to note because on any given day, you can have MAC teams beating up on each other. That's what usually happens. And so when you review the schedule for Buffalo so far this year, okay, not really that tough by all intents and purposes. I mean, Lafayette FCS team beat them 30-13 week 1. They went to Missouri, an SEC team. They got blown out 38 nothing. That's a loss there. They hosted UMass. The UMass Minutemen, they're going to be joining the MAC very soon. Beat them 34-3. Like I just said, they beat Northern Illinois 23-20 at their place. Then they traveled to Yukon, Connecticut, and got blown out by them 47-3. Then they had their bye week. And what really surprised me about Buffalo is that they had the strength to actually play a team like Toledo very well and actually beat them. October 12th, they played Toledo at their home in Buffalo, and beat them 30 to 15. So that caught my eye. I was surprised by that. I was not expecting Buffalo to actually beat Toledo. So it just says that Buffalo's more dialed in than what people may give them credit for. And of course, Western Michigan, close loss, 48-41. But overall, if you follow the Buffalo Bulls, again, generally you have to be feeling good about yourselves. So yeah, I'm going to be showing up here on the screen here soon while I'm talking here the Mid American Conference standings. I took a screenshot of this, and you'll see right now, as it is right now, the traffic jam of teams that are 2-1 in conference play. One, two, three, four, five. There's like 6 teams right now tied with a 2-1 record in the conference, and Ohio and Buffalo are 2 of those teams, and they're going to be playing each other on Saturday. So I want to take note of that, and I hope you guys take note of that because this is going to be more of an indicator of who's going to be a real contender for the MAC conference championship. And I'm hoping that the Ohio Bobcats take this game seriously. I do believe they will take this seriously. Yeah, it's just another game, but it's also an important game. It's like what Tim Albin has been saying for quite a few weeks now in his press conferences that yeah, every game is basically like a tournament game. And these teams in the Mid American Conference, they're basically knock each other out essentially when they play each other. Ohio versus Buffalo, that's going to be one of them, in my opinion. Whoever wins this game between the Bobcats and the Bulls, they're going to be in a better position to really contend for that MAC crown. So with the win here, in theory, the Ohio Bobcats are going to really position themselves to make a good run at this. And yes, you still have Toledo to deal with. Toledo's still at the towards the top of the standings, which I expected them to. They're 2-1 conference play, 5-2 overall. I still expect Toledo to be a big deal here in MAC conference play. There's no doubt about it. I have not changed my mind about that. Eastern Michigan, I'm surprised by. Was not expecting them to do so well. They're 5-2 overall with a 2-1 conference record. And like I said, Western Michigan really surprised me. 3-0 conference play so far, 4-3 overall record. They're all in the mix up there. And then I have to say it, Miami of Ohio, they're going to try to make their move like they always do. They're 2-1 with a conference record, 3-4 overall. Same thing with Bowling Green, 2-1 conference, 3-4 overall. There's your traffic jam at the top. There it is, right there, essentially. So, yeah, this is going to be one of those interesting games that I'm hoping the Bobcats get up for. I have a feeling they will. They got to do better than what they showed against Miami of Ohio last week. There's a lot going on right now concerning health when it comes to the health of Bobcats players. And I want to make note of this because Tim Albin mentioned this in his latest press conference. Anthony Tyus III, um, as you know, he got rolled up on a play by a Miami Redhawks player, and he went down with a lower leg injury. Anthony Tyus is obviously out. OUT. He's completely out for this game against Buffalo. And he's going to be out indefinitely. Now, we can't confirm that it's going to be for the rest of the season, but he's definitely out right now. And I can only assume that Anthony Tyus III is going to be out for at least 3 weeks. That's just my guess. He's going to be out for the next 3 games at least. And I'm hoping we see him again this year, even if it's very late in the year, but we'll see. Yeah, that's just been a story for the Bobcats all year. Some players have just been getting banged up a lot. They've been really feeling it with the health, getting injured or getting bruised. And, when you play football, it's going to hurt. You're going to get hurt at some point. And it's just, at that point, it's kind of concerning to me because you have to start using all of your running backs, not just Anthony Tyus III, who's out now. But now you have to go to your other running backs. You have to start using Ricky Hunt Jr. This is the time that you have to start showing other teams what you have in a guy like Ricky Hunt Jr. I have to think that the Myrtle Beach Bowl version of Ricky Hunt Jr. is going to show up here soon. And we're going to have that version of Ricky Hunt Jr. soon if we're going to make a run at this. So next man up, and Ricky Hunt Jr. has got to be that next man up. So with that, and Duncan Brune, he's bruised, but he should still be able to go. I still expect him to see some action on the field. And Nolan McCormick, I've not heard his name a lot this year, but you're going to start hearing his name because his name is going to be called to get some snaps, to get some reps in the backfield offensively. So yeah, uh, really, you got to just piece together your running game now. You have to go to your other running backs at this point because you can't go to Anthony Tyus III right now. So I would expect the Bobcats coaching staff to make a game plan that involves more than just one running back. You have to spread it out between 2, 3, or more different running backs if you're going to have success here in the running game. Passing game, I don't expect there to be much of a change. You got Chase Hendricks still, you got Coleman Owens still. You got to start utilizing your tight ends here and there. And really, I think a big thing that's been mentioned by fans lately, at least last couple of weeks, when you see the Bobcats play, is that spacing. And what do I mean by that? When you run in space, that's when the Bobcats seem to have open holes that they can go through in the running game. And yeah, it's nice that you have scrambling quarterbacks like Parker Navarro or Nick Polos whenever he's out there. And that's fine when you have rushing quarterbacks, but also there's like the option pitch. The Bobcats have not utilized that so much this year so far, and I'm hoping they're going to start using that so that the quarterback doesn't just keep the ball for himself, that he can pitch it out to a running back, and the running back can do damage that way. Running in space. I think that's going to be more of the key of what the Bobcats need to do in the running game going forward for any game, not just this game against Buffalo. So yeah, just something there for you to keep your eyes on, guys. And yeah, Buffalo, I'm not going to put it past them. When they put their minds to it, they can have a decent defense. They've shown that they can stop some teams. Just ask Northern Illinois about that. So yeah, I do expect Buffalo to give us a decent challenge here on Saturday. I do still expect the Bobcats to come out with the win here. I do believe that we can handle Buffalo, even though Buffalo will give us whatever they got. But yeah, just want to get this video out here for you guys and let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. If you like the content that I provide here, please give me a like, subscribe, click the notification bell, do all that. And yeah, I'm going to be trying to spruce things up around here on STV Castle with various things, college football content, and other things that I'm interested in. So if you want to join me with that, subscribe to my channel, please do. Let me know what you guys think about this upcoming game. Hope you guys have a good day today. Take care.